Thank you, Mr Speaker. It's good to see the member for Bridgend in the chamber this afternoon. I commend him for his statement earlier today. Mr Speaker, last night, millions of families will have been desperately trying to figure out how they will possibly afford the £700 energy price hike that will hit them this Friday. Mr Speaker, at the very same time, Tory MPs were gathering across the street for a champagne bash in the Park Plaza. We all know that the Tories partied during lockdown and now they're...
Mr Fabricant, Easter is upon us. I don't need you to ruin your Easter. So let's hear, all of you, SNP leader Ian Blackford.
Can shout and scream when we're raising the Tory cost of living crisis, Mr Speaker. Because we all know that the Tories partied during lockdown and now they're partying through the cost of living emergency. Last week, the Chancellor got it badly wrong with the spring statement. And ever since, the Prime Minister has been busy briefing against him, saying that more needs to be done. For once, I agree with the Prime Minister. So, if the Prime Minister really believes that more needs to be done, can he tell us exactly what he will order his Chancellor to do to help the millions of families who are facing a £700 price hike this Friday?
Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I thank him very much, and I think he's in error in what he says about events last night, but he is, like me, a living testament to the benefits of moderation in all things, Mr Speaker. And I can assure him that we are getting that this week, for instance, to get to his point, what's happening actually is that the living wage is going up again by record amounts, and thanks to what the Chancellor has done, we are putting £9.1 billion into helping people up and down the country. And what I might respectfully suggest is actually, I think the Scottish Nationalist government, with whom, as I say, we work increasingly well, I think the thing they could focus on for the long-term prosperity of Scotland is the educational system, where I'm sad to see Scotland's once glorious record falling behind.
Ian Blackford.
What a load of absolute baloney. Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister is dangerously out of touch. Food banks are warning that people are having to choose their food based on whether they can afford the gas to boil it. Families are having to choose what rooms to heat or whether they can turn on the heating at all. Some in the Tory cabinet clearly believe that better weather means that they can happily sit on their hands and do nothing till next winter. They obviously don't get or don't care that in many parts of Scotland the weather will barely reach above freezing over the next week. The Chancellor thinks his £200 loan, which is forcing people into energy debt, is somehow a solution, but it clearly isn't. So before the Prime Minister and his Chancellor go off on their Easter holidays, will they at very least turn this loan into a grant and finally put some cash into people's pockets when they need it right now?
Prime Minister.
I thank him, but of course we are doing everything that we can. The £9.1 billion, the cold weather payments, and he's right to draw attention to the problem, Mr Speaker. And we are making a huge investments in supporting people right now, and another £1 billion, by the way, through the Household Support Fund to help vulnerable families. But Mr Speaker, when he talks about the cost of energy in Scotland, how absolutely preposterous that the Scottish Nationalist Party should still be opposed to the use of any of our native hydrocarbons in this country, with the result that we actually have to that the Europeans are importing oil and gas from Putin's Russia, Mr Speaker. It's totally absurd.
Just for the record, it's National Party. Let's go to Mark Fletcher.